Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today we're learning about the peak inverse voltage for a rectifier. What is peak inverse voltage? Peak inverse voltage is peak inverse voltage is the peak value of the voltage or maximum voltage that a diode can withstand when it's reverse bias. So the keywords are reverse bias, voltage, when the diode is in reverse bias, what is the voltage across it? Okay, so this is important so that when you design a circuit, you will know whether what the maximum value where the of the voltage across the diode, so that it will not be bigger than the breakdown voltage of the diode. So from the data sheet, so when you design a circuit, you would like to calculate the peak inverse voltage, so it will not be bigger than the breakdown voltage of this diode. Okay, now let's look at this here. So the peak inverse voltage of a half-wave rectifier is Vs peak. The peak inverse voltage for a center type transformer is 2 Vs peak minus V gamma, and for a full wave bridge, the peak inverse voltage equals to Vs peak minus V gamma. So it's either you memorize this, or better yet, you understand how can we get these three values. Okay, so now we'll go through some derivation. So let's look first at the half-wave rectifier circuit over here. Okay, so now we are interested in the peak inverse voltage. Okay, so it means that we are looking at the when the diode is in reverse bias. So in order for this diode here to be in reverse bias, the P side should be connected to negative, and the N side here should be connected to positive. Okay, so that's this is what happens in reverse bias. So if that's the case, and if you look at the input, if you have a voltage graph of the input, this is V, this time, so it will be like that. So for reverse bias, the input is at this cycle, negative cycle here. Okay, when negative cycle here, then you get the diode to be reverse bias. Now, since we are interested in the peak value, it means that we are looking at the maximum value here, and this is the secondary voltage. So this point there is Vs peak. Okay, now let's do a KVL. So before that, the peak inverse voltage is across the diode like this. So we want to know what is the voltage. So it's like, if I have to redraw this, it will be like this. So PIV, be positive, negative here, and then the resistor here, and then it's like this. So it will be negative, positive here. So if I do a KVL over here, it's the resistance. It will be minus. So here will be Vs peak, right? Because it's the maximum value of the reverse bias voltage. So it will be Vs peak, then plus IR, then minus PIV equals to 0. That's the KVL. But note it, because the reverse because it's the open circuit here, the diode is off, so I equals to 0. Hence you will get minus Vs peak minus PIV equals to 0. Hence the peak inverse voltage equals to Vs peak. Then we get the answer. This is how you derive to get the peak inverse voltage for half-wave rectifier. Okay, now let's go to the full